Hello. Hello. Happy Monday. It is Monday, right? Yes. Yes. So, I wanted to hop on here briefly and discuss something kind of new and exciting that I am in the process of putting together, but also hopefully be able to answer some of your questions should you have questions about this particular situation. So, oh, that's me. I'm hearing myself. Okay. So, I have to watch myself on my phone so that I can read your questions because I don't see them. So bizarre. Okay. Anyways, now we're ready to go. Okay, so psychic kids. It is a thing, and I've been working for a long time on putting together a little class, or you might call it a lecture or a workshop, whatever you want to call it, because it will be interactive. We'll be doing a few things with the kids, but more importantly, we will be answering your questions about whether or not what your child is experiencing is normal, what you should do, how you can go about that. There is an age requirement with this class between the ages of 4 and 8. And the reason that I would prefer that the kids be between that age is up until the age of 4, they are most children have the ability to experience spirit in an incredibly vivid, dynamic way, in a way that most mediums that are professional and do this for a living don't even experience. And I say that from my own personal experience. My first encounter with spirit was at age 4, and it was very scary. And my thought on this is, and I get asked this all the time, is it possible for my kid to be psychic? Are they mediumistic? What are they experiencing? What's going on here? And so that's mainly the reason that I created this class. So if you're watching and you know someone with a child who has experienced some psychic or mediumistic phenomenon, please tag them in this video so that they can watch this. So the best part about this class, which is May 1st at 3 p.m., it's on a Sunday, and it's going to be held at my studio here in Hannibal. The best part about it, it's $25 per person, but 100% of the proceeds are going to the Ukraine relief efforts. So I'm super excited to be able to just give back a little bit. I know it won't be a lot, but I plan to keep coming up with different ways to send money to this relief effort, because what's going on over there is really, really awful. So that day that you guys come, we will actually send the money in front of you so that you can see it and kind of be a part of it. And I just think that's really cool. So let's get started on this class. So like I said, it's going to be 3 o'clock on a Sunday. Psychic children, they just like adult psychics, are becoming a very common phenomena. And I think it's happening not because they weren't ever there or because we weren't ever psychic, but because now it's much more acceptable to explore that avenue. So yeah, there's psychic kids popping up all over the place. There's TV shows on it. There's all kinds of stuff. What I'll be doing is giving some tips and some pointers on how to work with your child, how to help gently nurture their ability, mainly in the area of intuition, because intuition is what we use. That's our biggest ingredient in being a psychic and a medium. And so I'll be giving you some little games to play that would help them intuitively. And most importantly, at least for me, this would be the most important part, I'll be answering questions on whatever it is that you have. I will be there 1 hour dedicated to just you and your child, and please bring your kid, because the more that I can see them and talk to them and see what they're experiencing, the better I'm going to be able to communicate what you should do in order to help them. So I have a question. My granddaughter's 13, and she has trouble with feeling spirits. Would she be able to go? That's awesome question. The reason that I have this, because I do plan on doing a preteen and a teen event too. The reason that I'm starting with the 4 to 8 is that age gap is where they're experiencing it the most. I mean, it is hardcore. It's deep. It's vivid. They're seeing things in a way that I only wish that I could still see them. So we're gonna stick with the 4 to 8, and then we'll go from 9 to 15, and we'll get another one going there. So just sit tight with that. I completely understand, but that you want her to attend, and she will be able to. Hi, Ed. Hi, Amanda. Okay, so new souls are coming back. They're reincarnating all the time, and the main reason that these souls are coming back is to usher in a new way of thinking. It's to open us up collectively, to expand, just expand light on humanity. That is what's happening. And so you've probably heard the term the pendulum is shifting, or the paradigm is shifting. People say both. That is exactly what's happening. You're totally right. And if we can help a child hone in on their intuitive ability before ego gets a hold of them, can you imagine the things that child would be able to accomplish? For me personally, it just wasn't accepted. And I'm young. I mean, I'm relatively young. I'm only 33 until next month. And so even then, in the early 2000s, this was not, you didn't talk about this. This wasn't normal. It was, hippie or woohoo or, whatever it was. Nobody was really trying to back this up. And so my mission isn't just to be there for people who have realized that they have this ability and they want to expand on it, but to help children, to get to them earlier. So, and if you think about it, children are the closest thing to the afterlife. They just came in from the mother's womb, and they were just over there. They were just back home, on the other side. So, if we can just help them to not be afraid, and that's another thing that I really want to focus on with this is speaking to the parents. Growing up, there were several instances where I was absolutely terrified. Just laying in my bed as a kid, some of the things that I'd see, feel, hear. And so I want to be able to answer those questions for parents. What should we do? How should we handle this situation? That type of thing. Because children can teach us so much. They're so brilliant, and we just don't give them enough credit. So if you have questions, like I said, if you're just hopping on, please tag any parent that you think has a child with these abilities, so that they're aware of this. And like I said, 100% of the funds from this class are going to the Ukraine relief effort. So kind of a win-win. If you have questions, if there's certain things that you want to put into this class, please post them in the comments below so that I can try to work that information in, okay? And then, the link is already up. So if you want to go ahead and register, you go right ahead. My studio only holds 20 people, so we're only selling 20 tickets, okay? So, and this is the first time we've ever did anything like this, so I'm sure that it will sell out, so just keep that in mind. There are nearly 3 million people right now that are in desperate need of financial assistance, relief of some kind. You guys know after going through the pandemic, how long it took for our government to get relief out there for us. So if we can just send something right over, especially through Spirit, I mean, I cannot think of a better thing to do or a better reason to use my ability and the wisdom that I've attained through them. My 5-year-old is so fascinated about what happens after death. He asks me questions all the time. I love that, Lucy. I have a book that I will be reading, and it's called God, I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's called What Happens Next, I think, something along those lines. And it's a beautiful, gentle way to explain to children what happens next without going into the whole religious side of it. At no point does it, talk about religion, but it also doesn't not talk about religion. So this book it's really great, and it can really be integrated into any religion, any background, any spiritual practices that you and your family do. And so I will have that book there with me, and I will be reading it to your kiddos. So keep that in mind, Lucy, because I will most likely have my children there with me too. It just depends on the day and what's going on with them. I am having a great day. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I am looking forward to Chillicothe. I cannot believe how many tickets have sold to that area. So I am so unbelievably blessed and so grateful to be able to go into a new area that we haven't been in before and have such success. That tells me that your area, Chillicothe, is open-minded, and that really makes me happy. And the other thing too is I'm trying to cut back on going to Kansas City, so this was kind of the halfway meeting point. So there's not so much driving for me, and I think that it's going to work out beautifully. I'm stoked. So yeah. Okay, so one more time, 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the Ukraine relief efforts. So it's a win-win for you. May 1st at 3 p.m. at my studio. We can only hold 20 people, so we will only be selling 20 spots for this event. I will be giving tips, pointers, and tricks on how to work with your child to gently gently kind of immerse them in their ability, and we'll be talking about some broad definitions of things, stuff like that. But more importantly, what I really want to do is get to know your kids and just be there for you as a parent for whatever questions you may have. Because I mean, I have experienced everything from my daughter, who is insanely telepathic and crazy psychic, her spouting off things where I'm like, how the hell do you know that? To my son at just 2 and 3 years old, pointing to the corner and saying, who's that man? So I've been there, I get it, and I'm more than willing to help. And I've also been that little kid. I've been that little kid scared in bed, seeing shadow figures, seeing full-on apparitions, having premonitions, speaking about things that I would never have known about, and so have my children. So now, and I'll tell you one more time, the 4 to 8. Here is why we're doing children only between the ages of 4 and 8. Well, first of all, if we open this up to any age, we'd have everything from 2 years old to 18, and what we'll be talking about won't necessarily be tailored to all ages. It's really going to be tailored to the younger ones at this point. But I will do a teenage class in the near future. Okay. Any child younger than 4 is going to be a little bit harder to communicate with them. I want to be able to say, hey, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? Even if it comes from the parent and not from them, I still want to be able to connect with them intuitively. And so 4 would be a really good starting age. And once we get over 8 years old, sometimes kids start to embellish, and that's not something that I want to to have to worry about in this age group in this particular class. But we will discuss that with an older class, and I'm just so looking forward to doing this because it's been a long time coming. I've been writing this class for quite a while, and yeah, so I'm super excited about it. Just checking to make sure there's not any other questions before I get off of here. If you guys have anything that you would like me to cover in the class, please post it in the comments. You may be thinking, okay, well, how do I know if my kid is right for this? And I'll tell you, it takes just one experience for them to be right for this. Just one. If they're experiencing it, if they're coming up to you and saying, I saw Grandpa Joe in the bedroom, or who's that funny looking man, or Mommy, I think you're going to have a baby, and a month later you're pregnant, those types of things. Anything prophetic and anything mediumistic would be a perfect fit for this class. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. Please, please, please be patient with me because it takes forever. I feel spirit already coming through, and sometimes when that happens, I'll get a physical reaction, and you can kind of see how my whole neck is getting red. A lot of times that will happen when spirit's starting to come through. So there is another thing, if you notice that your kid is having a physical reaction to spirit coming through, there's yet another reason to come and hang out. So I'm gonna have some snacks. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'll be bringing my kids unless, last minute I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to communicate with you. But I am just stoked about this. So yeah, tag anybody you think that would be interested. And if you have any questions, shoot them to me and be patient. I am going to go get my babies. You guys have an amazing rest of the day. Good to talk to you. Bye-bye.